Alright guys, welcome to Insight with Ojoma Yusuf on Karma TV, and today we will be talking of GBV. Yeah, it's no more news that all over the world the 16 days activism is ongoing, and that's why I'm wearing this today. I'm really a fan. Like, I advocate, like I'm really an advocate of how will I put it, domestic violence and all of that. Yes, we all fight against it, and then it is not what we want in our society, and that's why I'm here today. But I'm not an expert on that ground, so I brought a very sound person from the NEEN Foundation, and his name is nobody but Mr. Precious Chigozie.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Okay, the technical lead for the foundation, right?
Yes.
I'm excited to have you on studio today.
Same here.
Yeah, and I know I need to give you guys kudos for the fight. It has really been a good one, and I'm very happy you guys are pushing this cause.
Yes, definitely. We are looking forward to having a society that is free of gender-based violence, not just gender-based violence against women and girls particularly. We're looking at a society that is free of this menace, this pandemic that is eating deep into the very core of our existence as a social unit of society. And we're also trying to see how well we can identify pressure points in the community that these subtle forms or obvious forms of gender-based violence or cause. So it's a collective response, it's a collective activity, not just we aid actors. We're looking at the community structures, religious bodies, state ministries, government, CSOs, CBOs, faith-based organization. It's everybody's responsibility to see how well we achieve this mandate.
And other days are celebrated just one day. Why 16 days? Okay. I'm surprised. I was like, a whole 16 days just to fight against GBV and violence against girls and children and women and all of that.
Okay. The 16 days starts from 25th of November till 10th of December. Now, if you look at every day, yesterday was World Human Rights Day. Tomorrow is World AIDS Day. There's a day for people living with disability. There's a day, the 25th marks the day of violence, marking the day of violence against women and girls. So every day across various continents of the world, every day there's a day for femicide, there's a day for stigmatization. Every day has something. The obvious ones are the ones we celebrate. So from that 25th till 10th of December, every day in this day, there are activities that should be done. Everywhere you go to, the message is echoed around the coffers of the country. The message is echoed for governments, institutions, for policymakers to see what we've done. That is when aid actors sit down, identify the strategies that have been put in place from the beginning of the year till that very time, identify the gaps, identify places where we've not been able to do so much, and sit down with policymakers, sit down with survivors, sit down with community leaders, have town hall meetings, have activities, and identify what best ways, what best measures could be imputed to see how well we can do better before the next 16 days that will be coming up next year.
Awesome. And we did this last year together with you people and all of that. And can we now say the awareness and then the activities has really let's say enlightened the people?
Yes.
Do we say
it has?
The achievements or success stories from last year?
We recorded a lot of success stories, if I'm to look at it categorically. I came down to Adamawa in 2020 of August, and I've been part of the 16 days of activism here. Previous ones I've been with is in Maiduguri, the Ministry of Human Affairs in Maiduguri. But here in Adamawa State, we've been able to record success stories, I must say. And the fact that one thing that is very strategic and peculiar about gender-based violence is not just saying the word NGBV. It's also making sure that people on the street, the layman on the road, the market woman that says, she understands and helps to identify. The thing is, you tell people, oh, gender-based violence is an act of violence perpetrated against someone against their will due to their gender. But it's another thing to tell the person forms of gender-based violence. It's another thing to reconcile these forms of gender-based violence with the person's traditional beliefs and religious norms. It's another thing to see how well, when these people or persons identify these things, they are able to report to the channel. There's a referral pathway. There are frontline workers that are readily available to assist survivors. It's another thing to also identify these forms of violence and see how well we can break the culture of silence, which is ravaging everywhere. Things happen in communities, things happen in the society. People are saying, oh, instead of me to talk, let me lock up. Because the other people that have, yes, stigmatization, other people that have spoken what has happened. So we are trying to break that boundary. We are trying to break those shackles. If you look at the theme for this year, it's always orange the word.
Yeah.
There's no other color. There's blue for
orange.
blue, pink. So by the time you join, it's orange the word every year. This year's own is unite. Collective activism to eradicate and eliminate gender-based violence. The whole idea is it's not just going to be the function of aid actors and donors and government ministries and agencies. It is a collective responsibility. We are calling on people who are advocates. We're calling on people who are ambassadors. We're calling on people who have this. We're calling on survivors themselves to speak out, to help, to share their stories. The thing is, if people tend to say, the people that have done it, I don't want to say anything. At the end of the day, when you come out during these 16 days, you see other people, you see what people are doing, you can identify, oh, if I have a problem, I can reach out to this person. If I have this problem, I can call on to this person. If I have this problem, I can reach out to this referral pathway, which is available for us to be able to provide top-notch and world-class services to survivors of gender-based violence.
Well, you people out there, you can really hear from the main, like, as in I used to call them the strength of the people, the voice to the people. And then we'll come back from this short break as go out for a short break right now. We're coming back shortly. So just stay glued and keep watching. Thank you for following us. Gender-based violence is supposed to be a concern to every one of us in the society. Celebrating the 16 days activism, we had to go around Adamawa to get records of cases that has been recorded here in Yola, and it will shock you that over 100 cases of rape and gender-based violence has been recorded here in Yola Hope Center Specialist Hospital, Adamawa State. And I had an interview with a staff, with their management staff over there, and they gave me a breakdown of record of cases of GBVs. This is the season of activism. Yeah, the 16 days of activism is already on. Is no more news. But then I've decided to take this upon myself to come to the Hope Center here and get details of assaults, rape cases, and GBVs. It will wow you. Don't worry, you get to follow me on the story as we get to unveil to you how that so many persons have gone through hell and have passed through issues, and then they're getting help. The good thing is that there's hope for them, and that's why we are at the Hope Center. In Adamawa here, we have seen several cases. Can you just enumerate for us, like, how many persons do you think has been victimized here?
Yeah, in Adamawa, actually I cannot tell, but precisely for Hope Center, since the inception of the center, we recorded 739 cases. The center was initiated on the 27th of March 2018 by Managing Conflict in Nigeria, British Council. For this year, January till October ended, we recorded 133 cases. 133 that came to the center and they were received services. To Adamawa people, if such a case happen, they should come out and speak instead of hiding it. They have to come out and speak. And I'm calling on the stakeholders, the partners. Let's join our hands together to see that we eliminate these cases, so that we can at least to see that it has been eliminated to the state.
Alright guys, welcome back from the short break, and I hope you've been enjoying our discussion. We were talking about the 16 days of activism, where I think the lead for technical lead of NEEN Foundation, and we'll be discussing since like he has been trashing some issues that even me myself didn't really have understanding of. But I want to appreciate you for making it to the studio today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, you know, when most of us hear this word gender-based violence, we just conclude it and say they're all fighting for the girls. They've started again, the girl child, the girl child. Yes, I really want you to really clarify this so that we'll have a broad understanding of gender-based violence.
Okay, I will start with most of us, when we go to fill forms, there's this thing we call sex and gender. Now, a lot of persons use those words interchangeably, and I think it has come to a point where people have to know the difference between sex and gender. And when we say sex, sex is the biological makeup of someone. If you're a man, if you're a woman, there are obvious features on your body that we would know that you are a man, you are a woman. Now, when we talk about gender, these are roles. Society ascribed roles. You, as a woman, this is what you do in the society. As a man, it is your job to provide and fend for your family. As a woman, it is your job to take care of the family at home. Now, the thing is, over the years, paradigm shift has occurred. Thereby, a lot of people, roles, gender roles have changed. We now have women not becoming full housewives. They now come out to work. We now have disparity in numbers of students that go to school, the girls and the boy. You now have a lot of changes that has occurred. So now when we say gender-based violence, these are violent acts carried out against the person's will due to their gender. But the truth is, that does not mean men are not also violated or they don't experience abuse. But the amount of women to men is 3 to 4 times. Statistics showed the day we kicked off the campaign on the 25th at the First Lady's office there at the state's government house. We found out that 84% of women and girls have been the ones who have been survivors of gender-based violence, while 16% belong to boys and men. And the truth is, we have boys who are sodomized. We have boys who are violated. And the truth is, we also calculate that as gender-based violence. The truth is, it's not a fight for women. It's not
girls alone.
Yes, it's not feminism in that.
Yeah, very
It's making
key.
sure that if you are a man or a woman, and factors such as power imbalance, factors such as disregard for human rights, factors such as cultural and religious norms and practices puts you at a disadvantage. Let's say women come out now. There are times when you apply for jobs and they tell you women are strongly advised to apply for this job. It's just trying to make sure that the equal rights and opportunities provided for everyone. There are times when you go to some place and say, oh, the role we want a woman. It's not because they are against men. It's just to tell you that we want to see how well we even the scale. So it's as good as saying everybody, one way or the other, you might have experienced it. But because we as Nigerians, we have different ways of coping, and we have different coping mechanisms, people just feel like it's nothing. But the truth is, the long-term effect of gender-based violence affect the minds, affect the productivity, the potential pockets of women. Find out that the amount of women that finally leave primary school to secondary school declines as they go forward. Those that leave secondary school and go to university declines as they go forward. Those that leave the university and go to pursue postgraduate degrees, they decline. When you go to some state parastatals, even there was a time in Adamawa State here where the Commissioner for Women Affairs was a man. So
that's serious.
Yes, the truth is we are trying to create an enabling environment.
Yes,
because whether you like it or not, the traditional norms and principles puts the woman at a disadvantage.
Very true.
That is just it. So we're trying to see
that
how
word.
we are trying to see how well the scale can be even.
Balance,
so what we basically do as an organization and within this period is to dialogue. You really can't go into people's homes and start telling them, don't cook for your husband. We don't do that. We're trying to see how well your husband respects your choices. Your husband understands consent. Your husband knows that the fact that he is your husband does not mean that you don't have potentials. Your rights. You have your rights. You have the rights. Yes. You have a right to communication. You have a right to association. You have a right to do what you want so far it doesn't go against the principle of marriage. You understand? So people don't see it from that angle. They see it as, oh, you want to empower women, though. Yes, when you empower a woman and she turns out to become rebellious, it is her. It does not mean all women are going to end up like that. When a man is in power and he takes advantage of a woman, does not mean all men are like that. That's the idea.
That's very key. My people, I'm very sure you've been learning a lot because you know what? One key thing he just stated now that strikes me is just the balance issue. Like, okay, our tradition and our culture has already made this known, and then you're trying to. So we are not saying that women should rebel. That's not what we are saying for gender-based violence, because some of us misunderstands this and just say no. They are fighting for the female and then saying that they should come out and then be equal to man. No. That's not what we are saying. But then there should be an even and there should be balance. Thank you so much for watching. We'll continue shortly as we go out on the show. Thank you so much.
I did on my tento. And I don't tell you tired. Make we do like extra cool. Oh, and we go back to the time when this love is better. You know I love you, but I'm more.
You're welcome back from the short break, and don't forget you're watching Inside with Ojoma Yusuf on Karma TV, and we are all celebrating the 16 days of activism together, and that's why I'm on orange. We have to orange the word, and also my guest here is also it is cap on orange because we have to orange the word, and we are advocating to end GBV all over the world, specifically in Adamawa and also very own communities. Yes. And sir, as we've been talking about gender-based violence, since I know some persons have already gone through this and they're already in pains, and they are and I need you to give them a word. What do you think? Okay, if anything has happened to one or two persons, how do you think they can seek for help? Can you just enlighten the people a little?
Yes, thank you very much for that. First of all, I want to start with the word break the silence. The truth is when you speak that people will be able to identify the peculiar needs, services that could be provided. My organization, we run the one-stop center with the Ministry of Women Affairs and UNFPA, which is just behind the Federal High Court. There we have coordinated multi-sectorial and multidisciplinary services for gender-based violence survivors. But it's easier if you don't want to come. It's easier to speak to us through the toll-free line, which will be made available 080-022-00100. So it's a toll-free line. You can call. There'll be someone there to speak to you. You'll be able to get inquiries. You'll be able to explain, oh, I don't really understand this. I saw somebody doing this, doing that, doing this. Is it gender-based violence? We tend to start sensitizing you and identifying the various places through which we'll be able to cover all of this parts of the communities that are yet to understand fully what gender-based violence is. There are people available to help you. The VAB Act is there to see how well you get justice if it's a case of sexual violence, sexual exploitation, rape, and other forms of sexual gender-based violence. We also have harmful practices, not just gender-based violence, harmful practices that puts the woman at a very bad space, that makes her to lose her properties immediately her husband dies, and a whole lot of things that are being upheld down there in the communities. So all of these things happen. It is left for you to decide that you are tired of it. It is left for you to say, I want to stand out and advocate for this. Because truth is, it happens. Intimate partner violence, domestic violence. All we are saying is, break the silence. There are people available to help you. The toll-free line is there for you to call, and you get help, you get swing in action, and you get optimum world-class service.
Can you please give them that number?
Yes, it's a toll-free line, so meaning if you call, it's free. You don't have to exhaust your airtime or recharge card. 080-022-00100. Come again. 080-000-22100.
Okay, well, that's a very good one. We sincerely appreciate you for making it to the studio today. It's such a great one. And people have been speaking with Mr. Chigozie Precious, the team lead, technical lead on NEEN Foundation. And I'm very sure your foundation has been rendering help to people out there.
We still continue to do it in our states.
All right, people, I think I'll be wrapping up the show right now. Don't forget, break the silence. Make sure you speak out. If there's any issue, there's anything you've been violated, just speak out so that at least you can you can get your help, because help is just a step away from you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, this is Ojoma Yusuf telling you bye-bye for now, and keep watching, and then keep subscribing, and also drop your comments in our comment box. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Bye.
I dare on my bento. And I don't dare you tire. Make we do like extra cool. Oh, and we go back to the time when this love is better. You know I love you, but I'm more.